Item 12 is audience. Opportunity for citizen participation.
Is there any?
No audience.
No audience. All right. Well,
Item 13.
wait, I'm sorry. You didn't put in a...
Council.
I'm just kidding. Some of my favorite people from the Environmental Committee here.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Bridget Quinn. I live at 4661 East 9 Mile Road. I would like to express my deep concern about the extremely elevated E. coli levels found in the Red Run. I am pleased to see that Kelly Collegio will be requesting an update about this issue during this meeting. Thank you, Kelly, for your shared concern. The Red Run is an asset to the city of Warren. It provides a sliver of natural beauty through our predominantly urbanized city. Due to its proximity to many homes and parks, it is extremely likely that children play in the Red Run. They do. A waterway that is contaminated with what is likely untreated sewage from an illegal sewer hookup. This is not a political issue, and I understand that those in city government did not create this issue, but it is the responsibility of city government to act quickly to identify and correct the problem. So I would like to ask what has been done to correct this issue.
Okay, thank you. Anything further?
Yes, another point I would like to make is that beyond remedying this immediate problem, I ask that City Council consider commissioning an independent ecological assessment of our local creeks in order to uncover any undetected issues that may be impacting the health of our local waterways. The recent news has indicated a lack of consistent monitoring, and either the city or county should step up to the task. The insights that would come from a comprehensive water quality survey and ecological assessment could be used to help us shape a more resilient and beautiful city through the upcoming master planning process. We have to ask ourselves, what kind of city do we want to live in? Do we want to live in a city that takes pride in the unique ecology of this particular place on Earth? A city that protects the air, water, and soil and doesn't turn a blind eye to environmental hazards that affect the health and well-being of the city's inhabitants? I want to live in a city where children can play in the creeks. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else?
They gave us testing results, okay, and they said we found coliform here, here, and here, but for us to be able to look at it, and the analogy I've used with everybody, it's like looking at a medical blood test result. You can look at that, but unless you know that the patient's a male or a female, the patient's
or animal or human. When you say E. coli, is there animal feces E. coli and is there human E. coli?
All warm-blooded animals have coliform in their intestines.
We don't know if it's animal. We don't know if it's human. You know, we don't know if it's a chupacabra, or we don't know if it's somebody's illicitly tapped in their toilet right into the system, basically, right?
Is it human feces or is it animal feces? Can you tell?
Not now. There's further testing that can be done, but it's genetic testing.
Genetic testing.
And it's very, very expensive.
More recently found a building in the adjoining property, just today in fact. Well, we kind of suspected it from some testing that had been done previously, but today we positively, I think, identified that somewhere along the line they made a plumbing connection, and they have a connection that has to be corrected. The owner's aware of it, and we're working on the problem.
Will their restroom be shut down until that's corrected?
I don't think that'll be a problem. I think they'll be able to stay in business, and we can correct it.
You can correct it in a speedy time.
If nothing else, they can
Porta potties.
chlorinate, put some bleach in when they use toilets or something until we get the problem totally corrected. But it shouldn't take more than a few days to get it corrected.
How often do we test our connections for, you mentioned that it's not every year, but how often do we test those connections that you talked about regarding with the MDES permit? Outfalls, is that what you call them?
We have
Outfalls?
746 outfalls, and the permit requires that they be tested at least once every 5 years.
From the national, state, to city, county levels, people use fear to try to stoke the fires. And no. I've always said I'm against that because you cannot base science on fear. I need facts. I'm a math science teacher. Now, I understand the political world out there loves to create fear. But like Mr. Stevens just said, man, people cut into their basements all the time illegally, put a toilet in. We're not going to find that out for a long time. You're going to get these type of test results. So I'm going to go with facts, not fear. And E. coli scares everybody, but Mr. Stevens and everybody just said here, our water is safe for drinking. So I'm going to start off with this. Gentlemen, you guys have been in the city of Warren how many years combined? Working.
I got 34.
How much experience do you have in our city?
Well, my background is actually the same as his in wastewater treatment. I have.
That's why I want to know your combined
I've been doing this
experience.
kind of stuff for a long time. In the city of Warren, probably 15 years.
And Mr. Monette.
34 years.
So we've got
Wait, how many?
49 years of
Say 30?
experience.
34, yeah.
Okay.
Here in
All right.
Warren.
I just want to.
I'm saying here in Warren because I'm a Warren. You're right. I am a Warren councilman. So I'm going to speak to
About the same
Warren.
age.
49 years experience, anybody out there listening? So there goes my fear right away, 'cause I'm going to trust you guys. If I can't trust 49 years of water experience in Warren, I'm not going to trust anybody at the county, state, or other level. I've seen what happens, all right? So I'm going to start with you guys. That's why the universal language all over the world is math. You can communicate with anybody with science, no matter what language they speak. So this issue, I'm glad you brought it up from the Environmental Committee. I'm glad you're concerned. It's being addressed. If you need any more answers, please contact our scientists.
And hearing the explanations that we got tonight, I don't know what else could come of seeing this further.